introduced, and the management facility can revoke one page of the client. It can specify the page and become the resource accessible for the management facility. So the management facility can examine the data in the page to determine whether the client run a specific version of software or some privacy information. So from our point of view, we introduce a solution of all or nothing revoking strategy. That is to destroy the entire guest and revoke all its resources at once when the revocation is needed. It's about the implementation progress of our CertiKOS prototype. Currently, it is based on the piles, which is we also know it as a determinator in OSDI 2010. And for the implemented part of our CertiKOS, we have already finished the part of abstractions for processors and memory space, and also we introduced the context layer, which is responsible for the separating of management software and other plans. And also we introduced the shared demo to play as the management software or management facility. And for the ongoing task part, we are now testing the hardware-based virtualization part in order to make our CertiKOS support the legacy OS. And later, we'll try to finish the network infrastructure part. This is a screenshot for our shared demo. It's basically about allocating the plans on different CPU cores. Next is about some certification consideration of our work. And for this part, it's mostly handled by many other members in our team. So basically here I will introduce some key points of this part. If you have further question or concern or interest, you are welcome to send us more email about this problem. But let's see the key consideration for our certification side. We will collaborate the efforts from both sides of the implementation and the certification. Actually, we have two teams which are separately led by the Professor Branford and Professor Zhong Shao. We are actually meeting together to discuss all these problems related with the project. For example, for the name of our project, we have a long time to discuss about it. And even for different terms of our research, for example, for verification and certification, we have a long time to discuss the difference, whether should we use it or for the design part. We also have such kinds of meeting where we try to collaborate the both efforts from both sides. And we try, as I have just introduced, we'll try to keep the kernel small as we remove unnecessary parts outside of the kernel. And we're also trying to keep the kernel modular. For this diagram on the left side, it is the dependence graph in the path or determinator. And for the CertiKOS side, we can say we reduce the complex dependency relationships. For the certification side, we will use the OCAPI, Open Framework for certified assembly programming, and we will use these domain-specific logics to certify different modules in our kernel. Basically, we will try to use and extend the OCAP framework to support these two features listed as follows. That is, the first is the module specification and verification of these low-level kernel modules. And the second part is try to support certified linking to get these end-to-end guarantees. Our work is basically based on many past work, and especially our work was inspired by the expert. And also from the certification side, we have some inspirations from other main works. So at last, I have 2 points to conclusion our project. First is that by separating the resource management facility into the untrusted application layer, our CertiKOS can protect plants from the malicious providers. And the second part, we are trying to design and implement the kernel CertiKOS as small and as simple as possible. And we are trying to make it certifiable, and we are now carrying on this part. And those trainings are for our project and our teams for different parts of our work. You are welcome to check it, and thank you for your suggestions and comments. Thank you.
Hi, I've got two questions. One is I'm a bit confused about terminology. What is the difference between certified and verified?
That's actually, we have not come to the conclusion yet. So we just leave certified at this moment. We are still thinking about these two terms. As I think I'm not at the best position to answer this question as them. These guys from SEF4, they may have more ideas about this term, and many other guys may have more.
Verified is certified by God. Verified is certified by God.
Well, in general, it's not a very good idea to confuse the community with using different terminologies for the same thing.
We are also some kinds of confusing where we try to make it clear for people who are not in our area to make a clear idea about what we are doing, what we are trying to deliver. So we are thinking about this problem.
So the second question.
Wait. There are two more questions. Let's come back to the second. Okay.
Thank you.
So very interesting work, Hagel. I wonder which program language are you using in CertiKOS, and do you require a reconstruction of the plant software?
You mean the reconstruction of the kernel or reconstruction of the switches?
The plant software, the operating systems running on top of CertiKOS.
Oh, you mean these applications are they required to be modified?
Yeah.
So currently, as I mentioned, the progress of our work, we are now testing the hardware-based virtualization part. We are trying to introduce this hardware-based virtualization support to support the legacy OS, like Linux or Windows. Actually, we are not testing it. So we try to make CertiKOS can support these legacy applications.
So you need to implement the hardware virtualization from one and other functions being incorporated with one CertiKOS will be too complex to be certified.
It might be a problem, but from our side, from the implementation side, I'm now carrying on and with our team, we try to reduce this unnecessary part. For example, we try to introduce the first term. We simply load a specific domain for Linux. And if you want to use Linux as a plant, for the Linux part, it's not CertiKOS problem. You have used new solutions to certify the Linux part. Or you can use other application-specific solutions. For example, you can use some specially designed application for your application requirement. So I think that might be a solution for the people. Thank you.
I have a question about the trust model. You say that you're protecting them from cloud providers, protecting applications from cloud providers. But you also say that you assume there's no physical access to the machine. Do things like the TPM give you enough assurance that the hardware can't be tampered with by the cloud provider?
For my understanding about your question, I think for the TPM part and the formal verifications part, we have two mechanisms we try to use to connect the trust chain. For the TPM part, we do not, we just give an assumption that the hardware implementation should be, is not, the hardware verification is not our work. It should be certified or tested according to other works. So we basically assume the hardware is trusted. So they should be verified or certified by some other guys. And as it's not our scope to try to explore the problem. So we assume that it is trusted.
Okay, unfortunately, we are out of time. Let's take this offline at lunch or something.
Thank you very much. I would like to hear your suggestions and comments as we are changing our codes and designs in all the way. Okay, thank you very much.